We are now so excited to be joined by Jill Bickford. She is a Youth Services Coordinator at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. She's going to tell us a little bit about their virtual events on Monday to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Jill.
Thank you. So on Monday, Martin Luther King Day, the library is open, and we like to use that opportunity to provide programming and access to resources that would continue Martin Luther King's dream. And we start the morning at 10:30 with a virtual story time for preschoolers, and it's called I Have a Dream. All the programs are going to be virtual and online. And this program, it's a story time with music and movement and interactive for young children with themes of community, cooperation, hope, and celebrating and accepting differences. It's led by our very popular children's librarian, Miss Emily, who will lead kids through that fun program at 10:30 a.m. And you can sign up through our virtual services page on our website. And then at 1 p.m., we have a very exciting program. We have brought in Miss Rosie Chapman. Miss Rosie has performed for us many times. She's a wonderful interactive storyteller, and she is going to portray Rosa Parks and sort of in character take everybody, this is for all ages, through Rosa Parks' life and through the civil rights movement and in character. And that's a very fun program. And then in the evening, we do have a book discussion for adults, which will be led by Dr. Tara Hayes, who is a fabulous book talk facilitator. And they'll be discussing Martin Luther King's final book, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community, which is really a series of essays about communities coming together, regardless of political parties or opinions, coming together to solve community problems as a whole, and has an overall theme of hope and supporting one another, which is, relevant now as it was back then. And that will be at 7 p.m. And all those programs can be signed up for on the library website.
And Jill, with these events honoring Martin Luther King Jr., how do you and the staff at the library work to create these educational events for the residents of West Bloomfield and really make sure that you're encompassing those preschoolers as well as all those ages up into adults with your 7 p.m. event?
So we're planning our programs year round. So we're always looking for new presenters and keeping an eye out. And with virtual programming, that has enabled us to kind of expand beyond and get more presenters who might geographically be outside of our reach. And I will say that for the Where Do We Go From Here, for this book discussion, this is actually also being read and discussed by the United We Walk Committee, well known in West Bloomfield for their efforts. So that's where that idea came from, to have this book discussion. And we're constantly looking for ways to support all members of our community and have programs that will not only welcome all people, but have everybody sort of embrace the diversity of the community. And we do have displays constantly throughout the library to celebrate diversity, but right now we do have specific displays for Martin Luther King in both the adult and the children's department.
And Jill, it is now more important than ever to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Can you describe a little bit the impact that you see that these events have on the community members, especially for these events on Monday honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
We find they're really great for the young kids to learn about these issues at a young age and in a way that is positive and embracing and encouraging young kids. Whether it's divisions along race, ethnicity, religion, just different personalities, just kids understanding how important it is to respect one another, be kind to one another, and to work with one another, for the common good.
And Jill, obviously you have these events on Monday, but throughout the year, as we head into 2022, do you guys have any other events that also promote diversity and maybe giving the West Bloomfield community some education on the civil rights movement and a couple of those other issues that we have?
We do have programs throughout the year. I know back in November, we had a wonderful program with a Native American and Indigenous storyteller who told traditional stories, and that was very well received. Throughout the year, we try to do Black history programs, as well as really making sure that our collections embrace diversity, but also that our displays do. We want everyone to feel represented when they come into the library. And we've actually, for people who have been in the library, they may remember there are statues of young children that kids love to go to, bronze statues. And we have just ordered 2 new statues that should be in soon that both depict Black children. And that will be the first time we have statues depicting non-white children. And we're very excited about that.
And Jill, as we wrap up, is there anything else that you wanted to share with our viewers, either about those programs on Monday to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or any of the other programs that you guys will have this year?
So we're still all in virtual programs, but we are doing a fair amount of them. So we want people to know that those are still happening. Our winter reading program is going strong, and that is still open for children to join and get prizes and earn books for their reading. And I will remind everybody that we do have the drive-up window. So for people who aren't comfortable coming into the library right now, you can just call us. We'll put your things at the window, and you don't even have to come inside to get your materials.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Jill.
Thank you.